It's been prophesized by mainstream media that the world will end by either global warming, alien invasion, flesh-eating zombies, or communism. Developer Splash Damage Studios tries to humor the first idea in its newest game called Brink, where the Earth becomes overwhelmed with water. In Brink's world, humanity prepared for high tides by constructing the Ark, an artificial archipelago that's capable of sustaining life for 5,000 of society's elite, now being forced to accommodate an extra 50,000 refugees. It's an excellent precedent for a storyline, but what follows up afterwards is just a failed experiment at trying to blend single-player storytelling with a competitive multiplayer atmosphere. For example, the two factions that are fighting over the Ark are the security forces, who are trying to maintain peace and order on the Ark.
Men, for the Ark to survive, we must have order. We must save the Ark!
And the Resistance, who are fighting to get more resources like food or water. Bullets aren't in short supply for them though. Both sides have a good reason to fight, but without a connecting thread and an almost archaic delivery of the plot through loading screen voiceovers, disruptive in-game cinematics, and main menu audio journals, I'll state that the plot is paper thin, only giving the player an excuse to shoot other people.
Yeah!
It's a good thing that Brink focuses on that strong point. Combat is very visceral and intense, rewarding aggressive play. Because I'm an in-your-face player, I think that the smooth movement across random terrain mechanic is the best thing since sliced bread. Players are able to slide into cover or into enemies, while objects or climb ledges. No longer was I constrained by invisible walls or knee-high railings. I could navigate any environment I was confronted with. Also, being able to see my customizable shirt sleeves pull myself on ledges is a nice immersive touch. I probably spent around an hour trying to create the right threads for my character. The enormity of options for each outfit is amazing. Chances are, you're probably not going to see another person look exactly like you. Playing Create a Commando is a fun novelty, but the gun customization options were in comparison a bit more underwhelming. Most of the attachments don't alter the stats of the gun, but are purely cosmetic variations of the same modification. Both the outfits and the guns are rife with detail and personality. Some might say that the artwork of Brink is cartoony and exaggerated. I prefer the term cyberpunk light. Security is equipped with all kinds of high-tech gadgets and slick gear, and have environments that are sterile and abandoned. They're contrasted by Resistance's ragtag look. Their clothing is worn out, and their dwellings are dilapidated. The motley but small collection of 8 environments offers refreshing variety in terms of both strategy and setting. They're all relatively big and complex, but it can be alleviated with the use of the objective wheel. I call it the headache reliever because it helped me greatly in telling me where to go. It's a good mechanic for helping newer players out, but as I gradually got more familiar with my environment, I stopped using it. Splash Damage has announced free downloadable content containing new maps, but time will tell if they're worth the download. I won't. The maps are meticulously detailed, but it comes at a cost in performance. On the 360 version, textures are constantly being loaded in the entire game. It offended my eyes just staring at the horrendous blobs my first couple times playing Brink, but I got used to it eventually. What still continues to annoy me is the laggy matchmaking service. 9 out of 10 matches that I joined were so laggy that I'd teleport across the map. It still continues to be a problem after the recently released patches. Another problem that I had was playing against enemy computers. They have eyes behind their backs and can turn on a dime. They've also got a pretty ridiculous aim. One time I was behind the enemy, after I shot a bullet, their whole team was shooting my face. I may as well have had a head the size of a coffee table. I haven't had problems with the allied bots working cohesively. My AI brethren knew how to complete objectives together. It's when actual people are playing that this game shines. The slick military machine known as teamwork, when put into full gear, made me forget all about the problems that Brink has. There's 4 playable classes that have their own advantages, but when used together, their effectiveness can be exponentially increased. The soldier blows stuff up and gives ammo, the medic revives teammates and escorts hostages, engineers build defenses and objectives, and operatives use their iPhones to hack objectives and don disguises.
Enemies located!
They picked up the hydro! Stop them getting into the plane!
For each of the 4 classes, there's 3 different body types that have their own advantages and disadvantages. Lights can run faster and wall jump, mediums have slightly more health and can hold assault rifles, and the supersizes, which can't run very fast nor mantle, but they can use the heaviest weapons and have the most health in the game. There's a ranking up system that unlocks new abilities for each class, adding more depth in how one plays with their loadouts. Each of the classes balance each other out. There's no advantage to one class that makes them superior to the others. The same applies to weapons. Each gun is situational and has an opportunity cost with their use. They all appear balanced in comparison to other weapons. Brink has the foundation to become one of the most engaging multiplayer titles available in 2011. It's got elements of teamwork and synergy, complementary classes, a huge breadth of customization options, and balancing that's worthy of competitive play. But if games were gems, I'd say that Brink would be a flawed fluorspar. It's colorful and unique, but it suffers from latency issues, unfair AI, and texture loading. Take this game with a grain of tolerance, and I think that you might find some value in it.